tell us a little bit about your model and how you guys have been doing in building this. It's like a build to rent model, really. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we work in the build to rent space. We do have some people that want to have like a vacation rental or even possibly a primary residence and look at kind of a specific model build, which we're happy to facilitate for them and work with them to do that. But kind of the big picture here from an investment perspective is the ability to invest in one of the hottest markets in the United States coming into immediate equity, which is an exceptional opportunity. A lot of people are going to be excited about. Right now, as you guys can attest, it's a hot market everywhere, right? It's a challenge to find good deals and good deals that meet your criteria. From a cash flow perspective, there's lots of people overpaying for properties, paying over appraisals, and it's a challenge to build your portfolio, with the same kind of model as we did 5 or 10 years ago.
It's actually really, it's kind of hard to believe because, I think in most of the markets where everybody is living right now, it's the exact opposite. It's what you were saying just a second ago. We just bought a house and the people were renting the house back to the people because they have nowhere to go. And they were just telling us, they were like, well, we're getting outbid by $50,000 and $100,000 on every offer we put in. And how cool is it that you can go in with a contract up front and have some equity built in literally one of the hottest markets in the country.
Yeah, for sure.
If not the hottest market in the country. And I'm speaking from a state perspective. Insane, because the amount of people moving from all over the country, to places where it's warm. That Heather, you need to just get with it. I don't understand what the problem is.
I don't know. Zach lives in a cold place, so he does this remote. So I'm like, you're outnumbered today, Ron. So.
I might be, but I'm the only one that's going to be in shorts on Christmas. So
we'll be thinking about you, Ron, as we're enjoying the snow and the cold.
You enjoy the snow. You enjoy the snow. And I'm going to be thinking about the properties that you're building down in Florida. Let's talk about the market. Let's talk about how you do this, because man, Florida is being literally overrun with people.
Absolutely.
It is incredible what's happening in Florida.
Yeah, just to look at some metrics. If you look at kind of over the past few years, population shift and overall kind of where people are moving, there's the Sun Belt, which a lot of people are making this national kind of transition. But in addition to that, especially over the past couple of years, people have been moving to areas where things are more affordable, where it's less legislatively controlled, more business friendly, where there's better tax advantages. So we're going to be talking about Florida today, specifically Southwest Florida and Cape Coral. And this is one of the best areas to be invested in.
Zach, what was the term you used? Because that was really comical. That was probably the best way any person.
How did you say it?
Legislatively. What was that?
I don't even know. I was just rambling on, but legislatively friendly, maybe. I don't know.
There you go. I don't know. It's like legislatively something, and I was like, that is the
PR, man.
Yeah, you couldn't have said that any better.
Let's put it this way: it's becoming a challenge in a lot of parts of the country to run a business. Just from an administrative standpoint, from a tax standpoint. Cost of living is going up increasingly in most parts of the country. So if we look at Florida, there's a reason why it has the second highest population growth over this past year, second to Texas. But there's 1,000 people a day moving to Florida. A lot of this we're focusing on Southwest Florida, but there's no state income tax. It's still an affordable place to live. I think the median home price in Cape Coral and surrounding areas is around the mid 350s or mid 300s. And you can still go in and operate a business with appropriate structure to be able to be profitable, and not to mention the nice weather that we're talking about, right? You still get all those added benefits, and so I think it's very attractive. Obviously, it is because there's so many people moving there, and so just from those metrics, when we look at that, it makes sense to invest in an area that's in the path of progress, and we're continuing to see that demand. Just to look at some local metrics. What we're seeing in Cape Coral right now, houses that are available on market are on market for the shortest period of time that we've seen in recorded history, as well as the number of inventory, both for rentals and for retail sales for homeowners. And so what that shows us is that there's this huge demand and not enough supply. All the builders combined cannot increase or cannot build enough to supply the demand. So this is going to be in the path of progress over the past year. And we'll talk about these numbers and pick them apart. But these house prices are going up at an exceptional, an exceptional amount. You have exceptional appreciation as well as rents. Do you want me to go through kind of the specifics on, details of the properties that we're talking about, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think, what the rents are. Yeah, for sure.
So kind of what we're talking about is your bread and butter rental property. This would be kind of from the investment perspective, what we're focusing on. This is usually a 4.2, 4.3, 16 to 1,800 square foot house that's under air. Total square footage would be about 22 to 2,400 square foot, 2-stall garage. This is going to rent out between that $22 to $2,400 a month range. And this is an A-class area, upper B or A-class area. This is in the northeast and northwest of Cape Coral, where there's a lot of development going on. The exceptional opportunity here, and you have the added benefits of getting into new construction, which we all know has good warranties. You're not dealing with an old rehabbed house that could have deferred maintenance or maintenance earlier than you anticipate. You're in an A-class area, so you're attracting quality tenant demographics. And you are in the path of progress where there's going to be strong appreciation. In addition to that, though, the big attractive thing here is that most investors are coming in with $50,000+ of equity. That puts them in an exceptional position where they can go and refinance, cash out refi, pull the majority, if not all of their money back out to recycle their capital and reinvest. They could sell it for a gain or just hold on to that equity and cash flow more while the market appreciates. If we're looking back a year ago from where we're at right now, the same 4.2 model is very attractive that we're building the majority of right now. These things were projected to rent out at $1,800 to $1,850. And we were anticipating about $20,000 to $25,000 of equity by the time it was built. Fast forward to now, when the houses are actually being completed, we're seeing rents in that $2,200 to $2,400 range, and people are coming in with $50,000 to $75,000, sometimes $100,000 of equity. Not to say that that's guaranteed for everyone, but that's the reality. Looking at actual appraisals. So, it's just an exceptional market. And when you're building below, if we're talking on average around a $300,000 price point, give or take, and those appraisals are coming in between $350,000 to $400,000. I just sent you guys over a bunch of appraisals we had this last week.
Yeah,
I think the lowest one was $355, and the highest one was $386 on there. And so this is an exceptional opportunity to be in the path of progress in the best market, have cash flow because it still cash flows well at those rent ranges, and also come into immediate equity.